Hey YouTube, I am back with another update. So I'm just coming from the hospital. Lauren had to have her stitches removed. So I decided to stop before I say I'm going to do another video, and I need to make another video, and I want to make another video, but then life gets in the way and I don't make another video. So here I am. Okay, so let's kind of backtrack a little bit. I've been trying to conceive now. This is cycle number 4. Of course, I'm not pregnant yet. We're still trying, and I hit a stumbling block, another stumbling block, and I finally took the courage, made the time, and got up and decided I need to see a specialist. So this is what happened. Last week, Tuesday, I noticed I was still bleeding from what I thought was Aunt Flo. Keep in mind, I've been having Aunt Flo since February 1st. Did you guys hear that? February 1st. I had been bleeding since February 1st. It finally seems to be done and over with yesterday, which was the 16th. And I say I believe it's finally over because I started to see brown, which we all know is older blood. And now this morning I woke up and there's nothing. Thank God. But I did go to the doctor on Tuesday because the nurse that works at my school said, you may want to go see a doctor as soon as possible. Because, of course, who has a period for 14 days at that time? It was by 12 days at that point, because it was Tuesday and Valentine's Day was the 14th, which was Friday. So about 11, 12 days I had been bleeding, and that's not normal for me. That's really not normal at all. So it was just a bit much. So I went ahead and I went to the doctor right away on that day. And from what they explained, they believe it's the progesterone that may have thrown my hormones off. So they told me, do not use the progesterone and let the bleeding kind of, dissolve on its own. Now, of course, if I experience anything like fever or sweats or dizziness, things like that, I may want to rush to the ER, and of course they'll look further into it. But they looked no further than it's probably just progesterone, and we let it be. That prompted me to say, you know what? I need to do something about this. I'm trying. I've had 4 consecutive miscarriages. There might be something more that I need to look into. So it's called, my mind went blank at what the name of the fertility place is called. Shady Grove. Shady Grove Fertility was doing a seminar on Wednesday night right here in Atlanta. Of course, they don't want children to come because, that they're very sensitive. Some people have kids and they have what's called secondary infertility or fertility issues. Some people can't have kids at all for whatever reason and whatever they're going through. So I got a sitter last minute. Thank you, Miss Jasmine. And she watched Lauren, and I was able to go to the seminar, get some questions, get some more information. And I even got to speak to the doctor one-on-one. And I set up an appointment for Brandon and I to see the specialist. We will be going on February 25th. I think our appointment is at 8 a.m. So hopefully that will give us a better insight into what is going on with us. Or maybe that there's nothing going on with us and it's just not our time, as Brandon has been saying. Either way, I'm going to get it looked into because my doctors at Kaiser are not doing anything more, and they believe that there's nothing wrong with me and everything is fine. And I just don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that conclusion right now, seeing as how I've had 4 consecutive miscarriages with no explanation. And I understand sometimes you're not going to get an explanation. Sometimes these things just happen and there's no rhyme or reason to it. And I also understand sometimes these things just happen. There's no rhyme or reason to it and you're actually just fine. So I want to rule all of that out. The doctor did state that IVF might be my only or my last solution. I really do not want to do the whole IVF thing. I don't see myself going down that road, but if that is necessary, I will cross that bridge when I get to it. For those of you who have been keeping in touch and who have been paying attention to this, please put in the comments what your thoughts are on, my particular situation. Because let's face it, I do have a child. And some people will tell me, well, you're miscarrying, so that means at least you can get pregnant. And some people will even say, well, you have a child, just be happy with that. What are your thoughts? Do you think that people such as myself with secondary fertility issues should just be happy with what they've got going on, should just settle for one kid, should be happy at the idea that they can get pregnant at all and leave it be? What are your thoughts? I personally feel like people shouldn't say things like that because they can seem insensitive to the person going through the situation, like me. Sometimes I understand where people are coming from. They want to be positive. They think they're being helpful, so it doesn't bother me. But other times when I'm really emotional, especially around Aunt Flo, when I'm really emotional, it does bother me. And it does make me question, why do people say things like that? Just because you have one kid doesn't mean you're happy and you're settled and that's all you want. What if all your life you've dreamed of a big family? What if all your life you've wanted 3, 4, 5, 10 kids? As long as you're not asking anyone for help, as long as you're doing a great job as a parent, I don't think that's anyone's business to tell you that you shouldn't have 3, 4, 5, 10 kids. That's between you and your partner. And if you don't have a partner, you and your pocketbook and Jesus. That's just how I feel. Like I said, you're welcome to put it in the comments. I'm open to any kind of feedback. I'm open to questions or just your personal opinions and thoughts. So again, I'm just updating you guys. We are on cycle number 4. Today is supposed to be my highest opportunity to get pregnant. No, I've not baby danced, so I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, all this bleeding has kept me from doing so because my husband and I, we just don't feel comfortable doing that. So maybe we will tonight. We shall see. Maybe by some, strong faith and praying and God's grace, we will become pregnant this month or maybe next month. Who knows? I will be going to my appointment regardless, because even if I do become pregnant in the next week or 2, I wouldn't know that until later down the line. So I will be going to my appointment. I will definitely update you guys. And thank you so much for keeping, staying tuned in. Love you all. And I will see you on the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah.